What if you wanted to buy an anime figure from China's Taobao, but you don't know about the character's name or you don't know her Chinese name? How do you search for it, right? Well, Taobao's AI is quite OP. It is quite overpowered. Yeah, you can search for an anime figure, any figure, by just taking a picture of it. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. For today, a tutorial you guys have long awaited for, a comprehensive guide on how to buy anime figures on Taobao. This one took me quite a while to write the script, 5 pages of script over here, yes. And we are going to go through in detail, but before that, introductions. Taobao is China's version of Amazon, their largest shopping website, and you can find a lot of great genuine figures over there for a very competitive price, a very good price, right? Okay, so the main usefulness of Taobao, number one, that figure you want has already sold out and very rare in Japan. The value is very high in Japan, in Mandarake and so on. You come over to Taobao to search for the very same figure, you might be able to find it for the normal retail price. And number two, sometimes the prices, the discounts over on Taobao is a lot cheaper than even buying from Japan. And especially during shopping seasons, like every year there is this Singles Day sale, 11th November every year, but it begins as early as 31st of October. You will see massive discounts everywhere, 30% off, 40% off even. You'll want to take advantage of, right? Okay. So with Taobao, the entire website is in Mandarin Chinese, and I have factored in that you guys, some of you or even many of you, can't read Chinese very well. So I have factored that into designing today's tutorial. And this very important thing is that use Taobao in the smartphone app. Yes, use the smartphone app, don't use the desktop website. The desktop website is a hot mess that even I myself get lost. Where is that button? Where is that setting button? Yeah. And my tutorial going forward is all entirely on the smartphone app, which is a lot better in terms of user interface. Here is a complete breakdown of today's tutorial, 12 sections in total, and every single one of them are listed and time-stamped in the description below, so you can always revisit this video later on if you want to refer back, right? Okay, a quick run through over here. Number one, making an account and setting it up, though I will narrow things down to the important parts only. Number two, regional versions. Taobao has many versions, Malaysia version, Singapore version, even Canada version. Make sure you use the correct one. Number three, how to search for anime figures on Taobao. Number four, important keywords you need to know. Yeah, Chinese keywords which might help you differentiate genuine and bootleg figures. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Number five, regional differences with anime figures. I'll explain that in a second. Number six, seller ranking and experience level. Yeah, not very important to be honest, but I'll explain it later on. Number seven, purchasing, checkout and shipping options. Number eight, potential need to communicate with sellers in Chinese. Oh, I know you are panicking already. Don't worry too much. Okay, number nine, combined shipping, which is their warehouse system where you can combine different items from different sellers into one single parcel before shipping it out. Taobao has their own proxy warehouse actually, and then tracking for shipping results, right? Okay, number 10, cancellation, returns and customer service. Number 11, a quick run through on my Taobao user page. There are 2 or 3 very useful features I want to tell you about. And lastly, pre-owned items and pre-ordering unreleased figures, which I'm telling you guys right now, if you can't read Chinese very well, you can't communicate, please don't. Don't buy pre-owned items or pre-order anything, because 100% of the time, which is every time, you will need to talk to the seller directly in messaging. Yeah. And from this point onwards, I'm going to make use of the smartphone app Taobao right here. Open the app for the first time, you will be getting this page right here. So, 记号注册, which is first time registration for those of you who don't have an account. Yeah, the one on the left, that is your country code for a phone number. A phone number is compulsory to use any website in China for the matter, right? Okay, choose your country code. You tap on it, you'll see a list of countries and a country code. Yeah, if you don't know what your country is called in Mandarin, just scroll slowly until you find your country code, right? And then, there is that accept terms and conditions button at the bottom. Yeah, that circle over there, make sure you tick it. and then you click the big orange button, immediately register. This is what you will get over here. Yeah, they will be sending you a security code. Make sure you get this registration part done right. If you mess up this section over here, I mean this step over here, and your phone number gets blacklisted from repeated failures, yeah, then you won't be able to sign up for a Taobao account until you get another phone number. So do not mess up your sign up process, right? Okay, now that I have already logged in, this is my user profile. You will be redirected to this page. On the top right corner, that gear button over there, that is the settings page. That is the first place you need to go. Click on it. Okay, the very first one, 我的收货地址, that is your shipping address, right? The third one, 账号已安全, that is accounts and safety, changing your password, turning on fingerprint and so on, do it over there. And then the fourth one, 支付, that is payment method. Yeah, and these are the only few things I'm going to teach you for today. The rest, there are too many things to go through that are irrelevant for today's video. Okay, the first one, your address, right? 我的收货地址, click on it. And yeah, there is a list of address over here. The shipping cost later will be dependent on your address, so you need to key in your shipping address, the very first thing. Okay, so you click the right pencil button over there. Let me click on it. Okay, so of course this is a fake address and name I have come up with. So basically, the top right red button, that is cancel. And then Morgan 收货地址, yeah, the one I've just placed a red color tick on, that is set as default shipping address. So if you have only one, tick that on, default shipping address. Okay, the first one will be your name. The second one, your phone number once again. The third one, that is your country and region. Now you can see an arrow on the right side over there. Click on it, right? Okay, so this is what you get, alright? The first one would be your country. You need to choose your country. Yeah, you scroll down and choose your country. Once again, all in Chinese. So Google for the name of your country in Chinese and look for, yeah, the words that look exactly the same. Not easy, I know, not easy. Okay, after you have selected your country, the second one would be your state. Like, you are in New York, California, and so on. Yeah, that is your state. The third one would be your city. For example, let me give you guys an example. United States, right? United States is 美国. This one right here, this is United States, right? Yeah. And then you'll be asked to choose your state. For example, I'm going for California. The third one would be your city, right? So let's say I'll go for Alameda or Alamo. Yeah, choose your city. Very simple. I'm just showing you guys an example over here. And then the next one, yeah, 详细地址, that is your detailed address, your number and your street and so on, and your residential area maybe. The last one, obviously, that is your, yeah, postcode. Very simple. Okay, and of course, down there, that big orange button, save it, right? Okay, so back to this page right here. The fourth one, 支付, that is setting up a payment. This is optional. You can enter your credit card number later during checkout, or you can save your credit card number here first if you prefer. So I'm going to show you guys an example how to do it if you want to do it in advance. Okay, and then you'll get three options. The first one would be Alipay account, which is optional. I do have an Alipay account, so yeah, mine is saved in over here. If you do not want to create your own Alipay account, go for the third one, the last one, 国际支付设置, which is international payment methods. Click on the arrow button once again. Okay, so yeah, three more items over here. The first one is currency. So I did not choose a default currency. You can choose to pay in Chinese yuan or your own US dollar or whatever you prefer. The second one is what you are going for, right? The second one is adding your own credit card. And you will get this page right here. So I have two credit cards saved over here. And bottom, yeah, that is adding a new credit card. Click the blue button once you're done. Maybe you might need to go through a verification process, and they'll charge your card like 1 yuan and refund it later, for example, just like how you are tying your card to PayPal, very similar over here. So that is all for saving your credit card information inside the account should you choose to do so, right? Now we go back to this settings page over here. One last bit of important information which you might want to change. Okay, you click on your name over here. Yeah, just click on the name right there. So the first one is your account name, right? Which is hidden. It is not shown to the seller when you buy something. What is shown to the seller is the second row, your Taobao pseudonym, your fake name. Yeah, that fake name I have over there in Chinese, that is something randomly generated by Taobao. I did not even type that. This is not so important. It is just for customization, but hey, just a few small steps over here. Now we go back to this, yeah, my user profile page, and the bottom left corner, my bad. The bottom left corner show that is your home page. Yup. Okay, now we shall move on into the next section. We are only in section 2, regional versions of Taobao. Okay, this is not something you will be able to tell immediately. On the top left corner, you'll see an arrow button right there, right? If you click on it, you'll get this page. Okay, so I am using the mainland China version of Taobao, which has the most selection of stuff you can buy online, right? Okay, and then the second one, Malaysia, is Malaysia. So I can use Malaysia version of Taobao. And there is a list of countries over here. For example, if you are from Canada, there you go. There is Canada over there. There is Taobao Canada. So make use of it. So for example, you are from Canada, you will want to choose Taobao Canada over here so that you won't run into trouble later on, such as you buy something, the seller does not ship to Canada, they message you and tell you about it, but you don't understand the message and you don't even know you need to cancel the order, right? To avoid trouble like that, choose Taobao based on your own region, but not every country is listed over here. Here is a list of countries which you can choose specifically, and if your country is not in this list, you go for Taobao全球, which is at the very bottom, the last one. Yeah, 全球, that is World Taobao or International Taobao. Yeah, if your country is not in the list, choose this version over here to avoid any headache later on. I am using the mainland China version because number one, the inventory, the amount of choices is the largest, obviously. And number two is that I can ship to a Chinese address. I do have a proxy address in China, right? And this is not recommended for those of you who cannot communicate in Chinese. Yeah. Okay, so that is all for regional versions. This is a short section number 2, but very important nonetheless. Alright, now we shall move into section number 3, how to search for anime figures on Taobao. Do I need to know the Chinese name of the anime character or the game title to search for it? The short answer is yes, but it is not as difficult as you think because Google search is just, a few clicks away. Okay, so the one single word you guys need to know that is very important is this word over here called 手办. It literally means figure in Chinese, right? And there is a second word you need to know, is called 精品. Okay, so these two words over here, 精品, it means price figure. So the difference between 手办 and 精品 is that 手办is scale figure, the high quality scale figure. 精品 is the lower cost price figure. They are different, okay? Alright, now that you know these two words, the next thing you should do is to find out the Chinese name of the anime or game character, right? There are a few ways to do it. You can Google for it for sure, or you can make use of myfigurecollection.net. Okay, the thing with Chinese and Japanese language is that they are very similar. You can use Japanese kanji word to search on Taobao. Only kanji, not hiragana, not katakana. Okay, so this is the homepage of Taobao you're looking at. How am I going to search for a figure of Fat Company's Hokusai, for example? Let me bring up myfigurecollection.net. Okay, so this FGO figure over here, which I have reviewed on this channel already. Okay, when you scroll down to this listing, you click on the name Katsushika Hokusai, click on it, and you will get a profile of this very character over here. Yeah, this is the profile. And original name in katakana. Yeah, this is the one you want to copy, right? You copy it, you go back to Taobao, you paste it over there, and then you add the word 手办. So this is Chinese keyboard, simplified Chinese, SHOU B-A-N. There we go. Chopin. And click search. So yeah, we are getting good smile companies, Hokusai over here, and there we go. Fat companies version is appearing for 1100 Chinese yuan only, which is really cheap. I got her for like 980. 1100 is not too far off, right? So this is how you search for anime figures in Taobao, for example. Alright, let's go back over here, and then I remove the word Chopin. I type in Jingpin instead. Okay, so yeah, this word right here, Jing, and then pin, P-I-N, the first one. And then I search for it. Yeah, you get price figure, as you can see over here. This one that cost 104 yuan. Yep. As you can see, price figures are showing up. So Chopin is a scale figure, Jingpin is price figure. These two words you need to know, you need to memorize what the characters look like. Very important. Okay, and then there is a second way to search for anime figures, and this feature in Taobao is overpowered. It is an OP feature which you should be using. It is not 100% accurate, but it is like 90% accurate most of the time, which is insane, man. And this is the power of AI. Now let me get back to this homepage over here. Now instead of clicking on this empty space over here, you will want to click on that camera button over there, which uses AI to identify the product you are searching. And trust me, this feature is OP, very overpowered. Let me show you guys how I do it. So I click on the camera button, right? And I'm going to search for this Marin Kitagawa figure over here. I don't know what is a Chinese name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture. Look at that. This app, the camera and the AI can identify anime figures. I'm not even joking with you guys. Okay, what about you want to buy this microphone I am using? Blue Yeti. Yep, that is exactly the mic I'm using. Like this, this feature is insane. Let me try again. Okay. Look at that. And then there is the third method to search for the anime figure you're looking for. Yes, making use of pictures you saved from the internet. Let's say I'm looking for this Fat Company Katsushika Hokusai casual version. I saved this picture on my phone. So what I do is that I come to this camera app again, and yeah, I swipe up and I choose that Hokusai picture, right? It will identify the figure for you. Yeah, so don't worry about searching for the Chinese name. Maybe try image or camera search first, and if that fails, then you have to type in the Chinese name. Like some original characters from Animaster and so on, it is quite difficult to look for the Chinese name compared to characters that actually have a name, right? And don't even try to search for ecchi figures, because yeah, the app won't work. Censorship in China when it comes to nudity is very strict, right? Yeah, you're not going to be able to search for these ecchi figures with pictures or with the camera, so you need to figure out how to do it. For example, you type native Chopin. Yeah, literally in alphabets native, you might be able to find something. That is the tricky part with shopping on Chinese websites for ecchi figures in general. Moving on to the next section, important keywords to watch out for. I prepared a slide over here. You need to memorize these words if you don't understand Chinese at all, just to make sure you don't buy the wrong thing, right? And this will also allow you to differentiate genuine and bootleg items. Okay, so let's begin the slide over here. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, Chopin means skill figure and Jingpin means price figure, right? Okay, the next one, Xianhuo, means the item is in stock. You see these two words, feel free to buy it. It is in stock. Yeah. And they will ship it as soon as possible. Next one, for Xianhuo, just that one additional word in front means not in stock. Usually you'll see this word in pre-order items, right? Or back-ordered items. Yeah, if you are unable to communicate it in Chinese, then don't buy anything with these three words over here. Next one, greeting, which means pre-order. Once again, if you can't communicate in Chinese, don't pre-order anything on Taobao. Yeah, because 100% of the time you need to communicate with the seller, but more details on that in the later parts of today's video, right? Okay, moving on to the next one, Tingjin, which means deposit, pre-order deposit. This is a word you'll see only in items on pre-order, so you don't have to worry too much if you are not pre-ordering anything. Next one, these two words, they are the same meaning, 补款 or 尾款. It means remainder payment. When you are buying something in stock, sometimes you get to choose between two options, a cheaper version and an expensive version, right? So the cheaper version, you might see this word over there, 补款 or 尾款. It means remainder payment. It is for people who have placed a pre-order for that figure. You did not pre-order it, you need to buy the more expensive version. They call it 全款 or full payment, right? Yeah, very important, this one. Next one, there you go, 全款. If you see this word 全款, it means full payment for an item that is in stock. Once again, there are two options and then you need to go for the 全款 version if you did not pre-order it. Yeah. Next one, 代购. Okay, this is something you might want to avoid depending on you. This is subjective. 代购 means proxy purchase. Sometimes you come across an anime figure listing which they are requesting full amount, full payment upfront. But then you see this word 代购 over there in the title or in the description. It means that that item is actually not in stock. If you pay for it, that seller is acting as a proxy. They'll try to hunt that figure from you, from Japan usually, and then, yeah, they acquire the figure for you. So this is up to you. If you want to go for a proxy purchase, go ahead and pay for it. Just that sometimes the seller will try to communicate with you, talk to you, and trying to ask you, are you sure you are purchasing this? This is not in stock, and you are unable to reply to the message because you don't know what the guy is talking about. Yeah, so I wouldn't recommend people who don't know Chinese to buy anything with the 代购 word over there unless you know what you are doing. Next one, 全新, it means brand new, right? Brand new. And then 二手, second hand, literally, it means pre-owned items. Usually, pre-owned figures will not appear in your search results unless you search for it deliberately. Okay. Next one, 无盒, no box. Okay, so this is a word you'll see in QC rejected figures or even in second-hand items, pre-owned items. Normally, you don't see this word at all. Next one, 正版. Very important. From this point onwards, you see this word 正版, it means the figure is genuine, it is original, buy it with a peace of mind. Don't worry so much, right? This word is very common in anime figure listings because the seller wants to convince you they are selling the real thing. And don't worry about sellers lying to you because sellers in Taobao, they often don't lie. If they do, the punishment is really severe. So normally they don't. Next one, 日版, it literally means Japanese version, referring to genuine version of the figure. So feel free to buy it if you see this word. Next one, 通常版. Okay, now we are getting into standard or limited versions of the same figure. For example, you went to a figure and then when you try to add it to the cart, you're being asked which version you want. If you see 通常版, it means standard version. Or the same meaning, 标准版, it also means standard version. And then 至尊版, it means supreme version, DX version, like you buy, those third-party resin figures, they have standard and deluxe. This word 至尊版 refers to DX. Normally, if you see it is more expensive, then it is the DX version, right? Another word of the same meaning, 豪华版, literally means luxury version, which refers to supreme or DX version. Yeah. And then the next one, 限定版, limited version, like you buy Kotobukiya, Amakuni, Hobby Japan exclusive, you might see this word over there, 限定版, it means exclusive or limited version. Next one, okay, when you see this word 出国版, it means bootleg, avoid it, right? Memorize these three words over here, 出国版 means bootleg. The next word over here, 国产, literally means local version, it is also a bootleg, avoid it. And the third word, 优质版, literally means high quality version, and that refers to a higher quality, higher grade bootleg. Just because they say high quality, it doesn't mean it is genuine. This is actually a bootleg, right? So there are three words you need to remember, which is 出国版, 国产, and 优质版. These three words refers to bootleg. See these words, you avoid the figure. If the seller did not mention anything at all in the title of the figure, they did not mention whether it is genuine or Japanese version or bootleg version, then avoid the item altogether because the seller most likely is trying to hide something, right? Okay, next one, this is not something you come across once again unless you search for it on purpose, but you need to know about it. 正版无盒, 正版 is genuine, 无盒 is no box, right? Genuine but no box, but that is actually referring to genuine figures that were quality rejected from the factory. Yes. So there are genuine figures out there where you can buy for a very cheap price compared to the actual selling price, but those are genuine figures. What happened was that those figures had quality issues and the factory rejected it. They took those figures and tried to sell it to people who want the figure for a fraction of the original price. Maybe you want to learn to paint your figure, or you are fine with minor flaws on the figure, then you buy QC rejected genuine figures. And the last one over here, 正版散货, same thing, genuine loose item, it is referring to QC rejected figures from the factory. I actually have a couple of them behind me. I think, no, it is not here, I think. Yeah, this figure over here, this is a QC reject from factory. I got it for really cheap. Yeah, 正版散货 figure right there. So there are a total of 25 words or phrases you need to remember and memorize. I know that is a lot and not easy at all. Chinese is one of the hardest languages to learn. And even myself, I am not very fluent in it actually. So I'm just sharing with you guys what I know over here. There might be other phrases or words that I have left out because I have not came across them very frequently. Yeah, so these 25 words or phrases are not the only words you should be looking out for, but they are the most common on Taobao. Okay, before we move on to the next section, what about we take a look at a few figure listings so that I get to show you guys actual examples on Taobao on what to look out for, right? Okay, so right here, I am going to pick a few random figures to show you how to read the title. Okay, the first one over here, let's go for this Astolfo figure over here. Okay, 1,360 Chinese yuan almost. Okay, Amakuni's limited edition of Astolfo from Fate's Grand Order. So the first two words over there, Qianxin, it means brand new. There we go. And then yeah, beside the HJ, you see Xianting. Xianting is limited, like I said earlier, Xianting Pan limited edition. And then, yeah, there are no other words. But if you look at the picture, the product picture over there, yeah, there are three very small words over there. Yuting, which is actually a pre-order. You are paying the full amount for pre-order. Xianhuo or Taigou. I mean, this item over here could be a pre-order, could be in stock item, or could be a proxy purchase item. That is what the seller is saying over here. So this is not a good purchase for those of you who don't know Chinese a lot. You can't communicate with the seller. I would say once you see the word Taigou over there, avoid it. Yeah, unless you know what you are doing. Okay, let's move on to another listing over here. Let's go for this Proto Saber, right? Okay, anyways, the first four words, 日版 Japanese version, and 现货 in stock. So yeah, feel free to buy it. Right? Very simple. Okay, let's go. Let's move on to this Merlin figure over here. I know 1,000 Chinese yuan is really cheap for this outer figure. But yeah, once again, the first four words, 日版 现货 Japanese version and in stock. Yep. And as you can see, even beside the Fate FGO, there is the word 正版 over there, genuine. Yeah, so this is a safe purchase once again. Now, what other examples can I give you guys? Alright, this Lacus client over here, this is an example of a quality control rejected item that is a genuine figure, but QC rejected by Mega House or Freeing. Okay, the first four words over there, 正版散货, there we go. Genuine but loose item. This is a QC reject from factory, which is why it is so cheap, right? Up to you whether you want to buy it or not. No box, of course. And then, okay, let's go for this suspiciously cheap figure over here. Okay, that is a really long title, and there are two words over there. On the second line, you see the word 优质 over there? Yup. 优质 means high quality, which means a bootleg. This is a bootleg. Yeah, I mean the price is a dead giveaway, but if you want to be certain, it is best to learn some of the Chinese words over here, right? Yeah, best to learn it. Okay, and then what else do we have? Okay, the next figure listing over here, this is an example of a very suspicious, very sus seller in a way. Like, firstly, the price is way too cheap to be a genuine figure, right? Okay, and then if you read the entire title, there is no mention of genuine or bootleg at all. In this kind of scenarios, yes, do not buy it. Most likely you're getting a bootleg. I mean, the price is a dead giveaway at this point. This is most likely a bootleg. Do not buy it. Okay, what else do we have over here? Once again, in the title of the listing over here, there is no mention of genuine or bootleg. Yeah, don't be fooled by the last two words on the right side, 日本, Japan. No, 日本 and 日版 they are different meaning, right? I mean, the price should make you feel suspicious, and you can always check out the pictures shown by the seller. Now, here's the thing. This picture over here, you are looking on screen. This is not an official product picture from Good Smile Company. I mean, you go to myfigurecollection.net, you won't see this picture of 02 with a black color background, then you know this is a bootleg already. And to make it even more obvious, you scroll it all the way down, right? They are showing you a picture of the box. And you go to myfigurecollection.net, you search for figures of 02 by Good Smile Company, look for pictures of the box, they look very different from this one over here. So this is very obviously a bootleg, right? So go back and learn these Chinese words if you want to shop on Taobao. Yeah, memorize them. Okay, so now we are done with section 4. Now we move on to section 5, regional differences with anime figures. Okay, this will be a quick one. So I have made a video on this topic before. I am going to link it in the description below as well. So for many anime figures, there is a Japan version and a China version or Asia version. If you are buying a genuine figure on Taobao, always assume you are getting the Asia or China version, not the Japan version. Otherwise, it is specifically mentioned that it is a 日版 Japanese version, right? If this 日版 word isn't mentioned, it means it is a Asia or China version, which normally doesn't mean anything at all to say. Regardless of whether the figure is Japan version or Asia version, both versions are made in the very same factory in China. Like 95% of scale figure nowadays, they're all made in China anyways. The difference between Japan and Asia version of a genuine figure, the most common difference is that the free gift or the pre-order bonus or the accessories in the box may be different depending on which version you buy. For example, yeah, this Zatchibel figure, I've used this example before. Yeah, Hong Kong version and Japan version. Another perfect example would be that Animaster Disciplinary Committee member figure I reviewed on this channel. That figure was very popular and mine had 3 faceplates in the box. Right? Some of you who pre-ordered the figure from Ami or from any other Japanese website, you guys said that, I got only 2 faceplates, why did you get a third one? And as it turns out, the third one is a China market only exclusive. So when people tell you that Japan version is always superior to the China version in terms of quality, that is absolutely BS. Because especially with China brand figures, you might benefit from buying the China version over the Japan version. Yeah. So all in all, the message over here from me is that don't fret too much about Japan or China version. It does not matter at all unless you care about what is included in the box, like pre-order bonus items or limited items. Yup. Okay, now we shall move on to section number 6, seller rankings and trustworthiness. I think trustworthiness is not the correct word over here, but anyways, this is something subjective and to me it is not important, but some people watch out for this one tiny detail in Taobao. Taobao actually ranks their sellers by 4 or 5 different tiers, and you get to see that symbol next to the seller name. Okay, let me bring up a few examples right here. Okay, let's look at the stuff I have purchased before. Okay, let's look at this seller right here. Okay, next to this Hobby Tongfang seller name over there on the top right corner, yeah, that orange button, that is to follow the seller, to bookmark the seller. Yup. Very useful if you had good experiences with the seller. Bookmark it. You can go back and buy from them in future. Okay, so below the seller's name, there are 4 crown objects down there. That is the seller experience meter of some kind, right? So crown is actually second highest rank. The lowest is love, a red color love shape, which I have never seen before. More like I've seen it before, but I have never purchased anything from a love-shaped seller before, right? They are quite hard to come by, yeah. So there is love, and then star shape, and then crown, and the highest rank is diamond shape. The next one, they have diamond. Yeah, diamonds are basically among the highest ranking stores in terms of seller experience. So there we go. This is just a bit of extra information, but in my opinion, they are not important at all. Maybe I shouldn't have included this in today's video at all. Yeah. Alright, now we shall move on into one of the more important parts, purchase and checkout. Okay, now on screen you are looking at a pair of Nekopara figures by Plum, Xianhuo in stock, and Zhengban genuine, so feel free to buy it. Now, if I were to scroll down over here, yeah, the section I am highlighting, that is where you choose what do you want to buy. Now, if I were to click on it, okay, the first one, Chocolate, that is Chocola for 630 yuan. And then the next one, Xiang Chao, is actually, I think vanilla, right? 631 yuan. And then the second row, Xian Ting Pan. What did I say earlier? Xian Ting Pan means limited version, right? Limited version of Xiang Chao, vanilla, 708 yuan. Limited version of Chocola, 708 yuan. And then, yeah, the third row, Putong. Putong means standard or normal. Normal version, a pair, 1,178 Chinese yuan. Xian Ting, limited version, a pair, 1,304 yuan. Yeah. So once you have confirmed, the bottom right there, the orange button on the left is add to cart. The dark orange or red button on the right, that is buy it now. Yeah, so if you click the buy it now button, you will immediately be directed to the checkout page, which I am not going to do. I'm going to add it to cart, the orange button. Yeah. Okay, so now I will to click back. Now we go back to the home page. At the bottom row, second button from the right side, that is your shopping cart. I think it is very obvious, right? That is a shopping cart. As you can see, I have 162 items in my shopping cart, but anyways, I am not interested in that Nekopara figure earlier, but I want to buy that second figure over there, that one from Bilibili store in China, right? So that is actually, yeah, that is the latest Bear Panda Chinese brand figure, where their 1x4 scale bunny girl figure is like 9,000 yen or so. Yes, I am going to buy that, and I am going to review it later on. So I am going to buy this second figure right here, and then click the orange button, calculate. Alright, so now the top row, yes, the one on top, that is actually your shipping address. That is my China address over there. I am going to change it to my own address in Malaysia, in my country. So you click on the arrow button, and yeah, I'm going to choose my address, which I have to blur it off, of course. Otherwise, you might come to my doorstep and simp me like, I love you, ex-Kurugane-sama, so much, I don't want you visiting my home. Anyways, okay, now the second row right below your address, that is your shipping method, which we'll get into in a second. And the third one, yeah, that Visa thing, that is where you select what payments you want to use. You can add your own new credit card over there. So earlier in the setup account section, if you did not save a credit card into an account first, you can do it over here, no problem, right? Right arrow button. Okay, so you see I have so many payment options over here. This will be different from country to country, but for Malaysia there is Touch and Go wallet. And then the second one, that is actually installment plan. Yeah, installment, 6 months, 12 months, and so on, right? Installment plan, which is available for only certain banks. This one right here, 使用新的 credit debit card, that is where you key in a new credit card. Yeah, in case you did not do so earlier in the profile setup section. So if you were to click on 使用新的 credit or debit card, same thing all over again. Enter your credit card number, your name. Now we move back up to the top of the page over there. Yeah, the second section, the shipping section. So over here it says starts from 16 and 50 Chinese yuan. Why start from? Because this is a combined shipping method where, yeah, you won't know the shipping cost until the item arrives at the warehouse, and it depends on how many items you combine ship, right? But before we proceed, I want you to know these 4 important keywords when it comes to shipping. Memorize it. I'm putting on screen right now. Yeah. Number 1, 直运, the one on the top left, it means combined shipping. So with combined shipping, what happens is that this is ideally for people who are buying multiple items from different sellers, by the way. So what you can do is you can buy as many items as you want across the entire China from different sellers. You check out all of it together, you pay for all of it. Usually your shipping cost will not be charged yet, right? Because they will be shipped to a particular warehouse in China, usually in Guangzhou, right? So basically this is a proxy system. All of your purchases will be shipped to the same address, and then you can manually combine them together into one single parcel before paying for international shipping to be shipped to your country, saving on shipping cost. So this is combined shipping or 直运. Now in my case over here, I'm buying one single figure. Then you might want to go for the second one on the right, 直运. Yeah, direct shipping. With direct shipping, yeah, during checkout, you will be charged the shipping cost together with the cost of the figure. You pay only once and you forget, and the figure will arrive at the doorstep later. So it is a lot simpler, and 直运 is the shipping method I recommend for you guys buying only one single item or buying from only one single seller. It simplifies things. You don't have to wait for the item to arrive at the warehouse and then you go in and select items and pay for shipping again a second time. It is a lot of work. And simplifying things might be the best thing to do if you are not very good at reading Chinese, right? Okay, so for each combined shipping and direct shipping, you have 2 choices, air freight and sea freight, 空运 and 海运. So for combined shipping, you have air and sea. For 直运, you also have air and sea. There are at least 4 different shipping options for you to choose from, but for certain countries like my country, there are even more than 4 options, which I won't go into the details, like they are not very important. All you need to remember is these 4 options over here, right? Alright, so now we come back to this checkout screen over here. What was being selected for me by default is 直运, as you can see right there, combined shipping, and the last 2 words 空运, air combined shipping was being chosen for me, starting from 16 and 50 Chinese yuan. And if I were to change it to direct shipping, I can click on that 更改 button, that arrow button right there, right? So now in this page, I have so many shipping options. That is the case for Malaysia, by the way. The second one, I think you don't have to worry too much. And then the third one, yeah, 直运 and 海运. Basically combined shipping but sea freight, which is cheaper. And if you are buying huge or heavy items, yeah, go for sea freight. Arrives in 12 to 16 days for the case of Malaysia. And then the next one, which starts from 139, that is basically large sea freight. You're shipping an entire sofa or furniture, you go for that. Okay, not relevant over here. And then if I were to scroll all the way down, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, so the last 2 items over here, the shipping cost has already been calculated for you. That is direct shipping. Yeah, if you see the price already calculated for you, that is direct shipping. You don't have to think too much. Now you choose between air or sea freight. I am quite impatient, so I am going to choose air freight, the one that costs 99 Chinese yuan, right? One more thing, you will see a very small arrow over there which is present on every shipping option. If you were to click on it, yeah, it explains to you the shipping rate given your shipping address you have provided, right? So yeah, we have the shipping rates over here, and at the bottom it also explains what is the maximum size of a parcel. Like for direct air shipping, not more than 100 cm and 160 cm width and length. Yeah, so sometimes when you buy something that is way too big, some shipping options will be grayed out. It won't be available for you because the item is too big or that shipping method is not available for a country. So right now I'm going to choose the one that costs 99.50. Yep, and then it will calculate the full cost for me you pay only once and the item will be sent all the way to doorstep. So when I scroll down, okay, item price $4.59 and then shipping cost, international shipping cost $99.50, and then there is a small discount of 3 yen because I have some points in my system. And then down at the very bottom there is SST. This is applicable to Malaysia only, at least. That is our tax, our 10% tax, right? So you have paid for shipping and tax upfront and the item is delivered directly to your doorstep. Very simple. So finally, I'll click on the pay button at the bottom. Payment success. Yeah. So if you see this forwards 支付成功, it means payment is successful. You just wait for the item to be shipped to the doorstep, right? Okay, so that is all for the purchase and checkout section. Moving on to section number 7, potential need to communicate with sellers. Can be quite terrifying, right? When you don't understand Chinese, but right after you buy something successfully, the seller sends you a wall of text that you don't understand at all. Okay, anyways, there is a 50-50 chance where this might happen. Right after you bought an in-stock anime figure, you will receive an automated message from the seller. Okay, now we are looking at the home page once again. Bottom center, yeah, the chat circle with 3 dots, that is your message section. Click on it. Okay, I did not receive any message from Bilibili after buying the figure, so I should be fine. But sometimes the seller will send you an automated message, like I said earlier. For example, okay, let me make use of this Apex Innovation store right there. Yes, I pre-ordered something from Apex Toy Store. Yeah, their official store in China. So let me click on the Apex message right there. This is just an advertisement, right? But if I were to scroll up, yeah, right there, I pre-ordered this figure of New Jersey from Azalane from Apex Toys China, and they sent me this message over here. Basically, it is asking for me to confirm whether my phone number and my shipping address is correct or not, and there is a button over there for you to click confirm, which in my case, it has already been grayed out. So what if the seller sends you a message asking to confirm your shipping address, but the shipping address displayed over there isn't your shipping address in your country, in US, in Canada, and so on? You still click the word button confirm. Why? Especially with the case of combined shipping or proxy shipping, the address displayed over here will not be the address of your home address in Canada or elsewhere, Afghanistan. The address displayed over here will be the address of the warehouse in China. Yeah, the proxy warehouse. So you don't really have to overthink too much. You don't have to worry, oh, the seller got the wrong shipping address. No, they got it right? Just click that confirm button, which is orange in color, and once you confirm it, it turns gray, like the one you are seeing over here. Yeah, and that is all for section number 7. Very simple. Moving on to the next section, what do we have over here? Okay, combined shipping and shipping tracking. So basically, this is about the proxy warehouse system in China and how do you check your tracking results, right? Okay, now we are looking at the homepage of Taobao once again. Bottom right corner, my Taobao, right, your profile, and then this section right here, Water Ting Tan, this is the most important part. From left to right, 代付款 is awaiting payment. Usually you don't have anything that appears in this section unless you have something that failed payment. Maybe your card did not work, right? Then it will appear over here where the item is awaiting payment. For any purchase where the payment has failed, you have 24 hours to pay up or the order will be automatically cancelled. Okay. The next one where there is one item over there, 代发货, awaiting shipping, which means items that you have already paid for but the seller has not shipped it yet. I have one item over here which is, yeah, that bear panda bunny figure earlier, which I just purchased, right? Okay, so this one is awaiting shipping. Okay, so you'll see 2 buttons over there. So the one that is black color, 申请开票, that is request for invoice. I don't use it. And the orange button, that is remind seller to ship your item. Basically, if you click on that orange button, it will send a notification to the seller to remind them to ship the item. Usually I don't use it unless the seller does not ship the item 1 or 2 days after I purchase it. Yeah, and you can only use that button once. You cannot spam that button, right? To continue where we left off, the one in the middle, 代收货, the icon of a shipping truck over there, yeah, it means the item has been shipped but you have not received it yet. Okay, the next one, the chat bubble, awaiting feedback. And yeah, awaiting rating from you. Should you choose to rate the seller after you receive the item? And the last one on the right, okay, that yuan symbol over there, that is for anything you requested for a refund or any orders you cancelled and you receive a refund, everything will be there, right? And then there is that gray button over there on the top right corner of some kind, 全部, that is all of your invoices, all of your past purchases. If you click on it, okay, so now we are looking at all of my past purchases. I'm showing you guys everything over here. Okay, so the one on top, the one by Bilibili, that is the one I just purchased. There is no tracking yet because the item has not been shipped yet. But if we scroll up, okay, this Chainsaw Man Makima figure, yeah, I reviewed the figure on this channel already. Now the button in the middle, yeah, 查看物流, that is tracking. Yeah, anything that has been shipped by the seller, that 物流 button will appear. Now, if I were to press on it, yeah, so this is a very simplified tracking result. You can click on this orange button on the top right, the complete tracking results, which is very lengthy, very detailed. As you can see, Taobao's shipping tracking results are extremely detailed, by the way. And back to the topic on combined shipping earlier. Let's say you buy several items from 3 different sellers and then all of them are shipped to this warehouse, right? Where do you do the combined shipping process? Number 1, you will receive a notification. Yeah, the message section I mentioned earlier, you will receive a message from the system telling you that the item has arrived in the warehouse. You can go and do the combined shipping process. Or there will be a combined shipping button appearing somewhere in this tracking result page over here. For example, the item has arrived at the warehouse, maybe at the top, at the bottom somewhere, there will be one new button telling you to go for combined shipping to start the process. So I have not used this combined proxy service in a very long time, so I have no way of showing you guys a screenshot on how to do it, unfortunately, right? I don't have a way of showing it, but it shouldn't be difficult. Like, it is quite self-explanatory. I mean, Taobao's user interface is very user-friendly, on smartphone at least. Now, moving on to the next section, cancellations and returns. Okay, ideally, don't cancel purchases at all. Make sure you really want it before buying it. But if you absolutely have to cancel a purchase, you can only cancel it if the seller has not shipped the item yet. Makes sense, right? The same applies to Japanese websites. Once the item has been shipped, you cannot cancel it. But if it has not been shipped yet, yes, you are allowed to cancel the order, right? And I am going to show you guys how. But remember that China sellers are very efficient, more efficient than your typical seller in Amazon or in eBay or even Japanese websites. Sometimes within an hour or 2 after you purchase an item, the item has already been shipped. I'm not even kidding over here. Yeah. So assuming that I want to cancel this figure that I have just made at Bilibili, I am going to click on the listing over here. Okay, right there in the middle, the button I have just circled for you guys to see, 退款, that is request for refund. Just click on it, and then let's say I were to click on that 退款 button over here, this pop-up will appear, and then at the bottom, 确认退款, confirm you want a refund, click on it, and the purchase is cancelled. Now, a quick mention about my Taobao user page. Yeah, the next segment over here. Alright, now we come back to this my user page over here. There are 3 features over here that you might want to make use of, very useful. The first one is this star button over here, 收藏, basically saved items, right? So if I were to click on this button over here, this is a list of figures or any other items I have saved in case I want to come back and purchase it later. Basically, this is a bookmark. So for example, I were to click on the very first item over here, right? Okay, so on the bottom left, you can see that orange color star over there. Yeah. So that is how I cancelled my bookmark. And if I were to bookmark it again, I just press on it. There you go. The item has been bookmarked. and it will appear over here in this page, my bookmarks or my saved items. Okay, back to this page. The second one, figure stores or any stores that you have saved or bookmarked. The second one over here. So this is a list of stores that I have bookmarked or saved because I like what they are selling or I had good experience with them in the past, so I can always revisit them in the future. How do you save a seller? Okay, this is my purchase history right here. So the second listing, that is a cancelled purchase, I think. So I click on the name of the seller up here, and this is the seller page. On the top right corner, you'll see that orange button over there. That is basically bookmark seller, right? Click on it, it will turn gray color, yeah, and you have bookmarked the seller. Back to this page, the third button, that clock button over there, yeah, that is basically your history. Every item that you have seen or you have browsed, yeah, they will all be listed over here, so you can always revisit once again. And the fourth one on the right, that is basically e-wallet, which is irrelevant to most of you. Some people top up their money into their Taobao account and then they deduct money from there when they purchase anything, which is not really important over here. And that concludes the My Taobao user page section. Okay, now moving on to the very last section, just a quick mention on pre-owned items and pre-orders. In general, once again, if you cannot communicate in Chinese, please do not buy pre-owned items. Please do not pre-order anything that is not yet released. Because number one, there is a 100% chance, guaranteed, that you will need to communicate with the sellers directly in the messages section. The second problem would be, most sellers do not inform you when to pay for your pre-order in the Taobao messaging section. They inform you via WeChat. Yeah, China's version of WhatsApp basically. So normally if you pre-order anything in a Chinese website like Taobao, the seller will invite you to a WeChat group, which you need to join the group, and then you will be spammed into oblivion every day with messages that are irrelevant to you, and then you wait for that message. Like, okay, now we are collecting remainder payment for this figure, and then once you see the message, you'll follow the link in their WeChat group back to Taobao to pay for the remainder payment. So it is quite a big headache. It is a mess, right? Do I pre-order anime figures on Taobao? Yes, I do, but not very frequently because I want to get my hands on some China exclusive release figures. I want to get it earlier than everyone else, like those Animaster figures. So I don't have a choice. I need to go through the pain of pre-ordering in China and talking to sellers over in WeChat. I really don't want to do it if I could choose not to. Seriously. Save yourself that headache, right? Okay, so I guess this concludes today's tutorial on how to buy anime figures on Taobao. Once again, if you found this video to be very helpful in any way, give this video a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel for anime figure content pretty much every week. And until then, if you found this video to be helpful, yeah, check out my other content, my other videos on this channel, check out my figure reviews and so on. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask it down in the comments below. I will try my very best to answer your questions. If there is one regret I have with this video is that I couldn't show you guys the full process of the combined shipping proxy service section, which I have not used in over a year. Yeah. But hopefully you'll find a way to get around things and maybe ask your friends around you who know Chinese. Yeah. Until then, I'll see you guys again very soon, and goodbye.